matuta.
You cannot delete.
Yeah, but what I've advised for alcohol taxation. Yeah, the voice of it.
Hey, tumewa sandwich. Sandwiching is happening here.
Okay. I think thank you so much for your patience, members of the press order, and we appreciate your presence here. So the team is going to take the lead. We are going to have Benjamin speak. They're equally going to introduce themselves. They'll give the brief. Then we can ask questions from there.
Universities on alcohol prevention and working also in treatment, the self-help, we call them.
Good morning. My name is Mary Gate, to Elevate as the board chair. At SHAPE, we work with women and girls with substance use disorder. From those who own second generation distilleries who manufacture this alcohol. And they've always argued that it will be counterproductive because if you raise the taxes, then you're pushing people to these locally made brews.
So, seeing we have observed the Kenyan government make bold, commendable statements and moves to address the alcohol problem in the country. We believe that this is timely, considering the recently released National Survey on Alcohol and Drug Abuse in Kenya that stated about 3.2 million Kenyans are using alcohol. And these are real lives and real people who are affected in one way or another. Presently, we are experiencing this menace, and we see on media reports of unaccountable deaths, illnesses, and different forms of harm for people. As such, we believe that it is important to underscore and understand alcohol as a cancer to the Kenyan society. And therefore, as civil society organizations with a keen interest on public health and well-being, we come to present recommendations that we believe will not only strengthen but embolden the steps taken by government to address the alcohol problem. To cement the ongoing efforts, we recommend the following. Number one, we call for an increase in alcohol excise taxes. We recommend enhanced and increased excise taxes on alcoholic drinks and beverages on the grounds of them being unhealthy products. The increase in excise tax of alcoholic drinks is considered the most effective way of addressing the problem and ensuring that we prevent the young population or the young people from initiating alcohol use. The WHO, or World Health Organization, affirms this statement by saying, alcohol taxation and pricing policies are among the most effective and cost-effective alcohol control measures. An increase in excise taxes on alcoholic beverages is a proven measure to reduce harmful use of alcohol and provides government with revenue to offset the economic costs of harmful use of alcohol. Secondly, in the recently released World Health Organization Technical Manual on Alcohol Tax Policy and Administration, the WHO stresses alcohol tax is an important tool to improve public health and increase government revenue, and as evidence of the negative individual and social economic consequences of alcohol consumption. Governments are increasingly recognizing that alcohol tax is not only a source of revenue, but also an important population-wide intervention to reduce alcohol consumption and its negative externalities. As such, we note that the current excise rates on beer, wines, and spirits are Kenya shillings 142.44 per litre, 243.43 per litre, and 356.42 per litre respectively. These rates were last reviewed in October 2022. Remember, last year, the government, through tax policies, had the removal of inflation adjustment for this particular product. Therefore, we recommend that the rates be at least increased by Kenya shillings 56.98, Kenya shillings 97.37, and Kenya shillings 142.56 per litre, respectively. As such, we look forward to new excise rates for beer, wines, and spirits at Kenya shillings 199.42, 340.80, and Kenya shillings 498.99, respectively. you.
Thank you. For me, we also want alcohol advertisement, marketing, and availability. As you have realized, a lot have been done on advertisement. There have been laws and all that, but we have not been looking at the digital marketing or the digital space, the online marketing of alcohol, which this marketing that are done online targets vulnerable children and youth, and this increases the risk of early alcohol consumption and to young people or to children. So another thing that we are looking at is as you look at each county now has Alcoholic Drinks Act, like Kisumu has Kisumu County Alcoholic Drinks Act, which also talks about the distance of an alcohol premises next to a school. It should be 300 meters away from the schools. But this has not been done. A lot of bars, a lot of wines and spirits have been licensed next to schools, and we have been seeing structures. Like, for example, if you see now next one school that is bringing issues and people are looking at us like highway primary schools, there have been containers already which are being built in schools. And in these containers, a lot of people can be licensed to sell wines and spirit, and then we are putting the life of our children at risk. So we are looking at a total ban of alcohol selling within 300-meter radius of schools and institutions of learning, churches, and areas frequented by children which expose vulnerable population to alcohol. As we heard, the government had announced on issues of also wines and spirits which have been turned into bars into residential areas, which put the children and the youth at risk. Because the Act itself, the Kisumu Act, does not allow such to be given license, but we have seen that many of them have received license. Then another thing we are looking at is earmarking county alcohol licensing fees for rehabilitation and treatment purposes. You know, bars and every place where liquor is sold, they pay license fee to the county. And if you look at the Act, it says that this license fee is supposed to help in the issues of rehabilitation and treatment. And we know Kisumu is one of the county which we have seen they have already started. They already started building a rehabilitation center, which it has not started operating, but they are looking forward to see it work. But we want to see the county to use this fee, because right now the bars and all are crying about the licenses, but they also want to see what is the money being used. Is it used according to what is in the Act? So so while the practice of county alcohol licensing has been to generate revenue for county government, we recommend that the levies collected from licensing be directed to alcohol control related programs on prevention, rehabilitation, public education, and awareness creation to enhance public health, so that they are able to go to schools, they are able to go to communities, they are able to go to the slums where people are struggling with the issues of alcohol and drugs, and see how can they be helped. Because that was the purpose of this directorate, which I know as a consortium also in Kisumu, we were able to do petitions which were heard by the governor, and now the county directorate is already working with the key stakeholders so that we see this. But this is supposed to be in all counties, not only Kisumu. We are talking on behalf of different organizations from different counties. So in conclusion, we strongly believe that implementation of these measures goes a long way to enhance alcohol control, and perhaps to stress on evidence from the WHO on the dangers of alcohol in understanding the precarious health problem and economic burden we stand to be if no drastic measures are taken. We reiterate the latest finding by WHO on alcohol. And also 9 is also the most important is time to save the health of the nation, and alcohol is an enemy to this initiative, because we know alcohol and substance use addiction is also an obstacle to the sustainable development goals, and it affects more than 14 sustainable development goals. And that is us from the organization. We are different organizations here represented, and that was ours today too. Thank you. Thank you.
When the time comes for presentation to Parliament, we will indeed do that. We are keeping tabs on that particular process, and when the finance bill is introduced to Parliament, and then welcoming of public hearings and public comments, we shall ably make these particular recommendations. Now, the first question alludes to people who use alcohol reverting to informal, so to speak, alcohol. Presently, as a country, we do not have sufficient data to tell us how many people actually leave formal or commercial alcohol to go into informal or illicit alcohol. That is the first point. So it is really important to take note of that data gap. Once we have it, then we can make a case on whether that statement is actually true. And when that happens, then we'll be able to now look at how do we use the resources available to ensure that those particular people also get the support that they need. Thank you. My name is Benjamin Odhiambo. I work with Students Campaign Against Drugs.
Question.